Hi there. So this is the project I'm doing in my Alina Stitch. I'm going to show you how to do the stitch. That's what it looks like. And here's what it looks like on the back. And this is just where I added in another color of yarn. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Really nice textured stitch. And the yarn I'm using 2 strands of Ito yarn, and I'll show you. This is the one color I'm using. I lost the oh no, here I got the label for this one. I didn't lose this one. So this one is Ito in the color 33. Okay, and it is 100% wool yarn. It's a worsted weight. So I used 2 strands of it, so I just rolled the 2 strands together, and this is a mix of yellows and pinks and burgundies and some cream and brown. So that's one of the colors I'm using, and that's the color I'm using right at the moment. And the other color I'm using is another 2 strands of Ito, and this one is burgundies, greens, blues, turquoise, colors like that. Okay, and I'm just mixing it in. So what I did was, this is the first color of the burgundies and yellow and cream and brown and everything. And then up here is where the mix of the blues and greens and burgundies started. So it blends in pretty nice. I added it right where the burgundy was and the blue and burgundy here, so it would add in pretty seamlessly. And then I added the burgundy back where this blue had burgundy in it to have it come out like that. So that's all I did there, but it's just 2 strands of 100% wool yarn. Okay, the loom I'm using is a custom one that I had Cindy Wood Loom make me with 39 pegs, so it would be odd for the odd round patterns that I want to do. So it's just custom. It's 3/4 inch, but I'm only using a certain number of pegs. So you can use as many pegs as you want. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pegs here. Use as many pegs as you want, and I marked the 2 pegs I'm going to use for each corner. Okay, and I've got a link to the cast on video, and it's pretty easy. This is the cast on, so the link is there to get you started on this. And then you go right into the stitch pattern. Okay, and you can see it lays nice and flat. Well, here you go, laying nice and flat. It's hard to see it. There, maybe like this, we can get it in the camera. There we go. Okay, so there we go. And if you wanted to on a different project, of course you could add in garter stitch on the sides and bottom. It's up to you, but this is how I'm doing this. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do the stitch. So I've already started the first few pegs, so I'm going to start right here. So row 1. Oh, the loom hook is a loom hook from We Have a Handle on this, and they have similar ones on Etsy because they're not making them at the moment. Okay, I drop it. So get this bag out of my road. Okay, so to do owl eye, whatever peg we're on is peg 1. We come around and we knit peg 1 and 2. This is the first row. We're on peg 1. We come around and knit 1 and 2. On peg 1, we come around and knit 1 and 2, and we just keep going like that. Now we're almost at the end of the row, and the end of the row has owl eye border, so whenever we come to those 2 pegs, This is how we're going to treat them. Okay, doing the second stitch on here, and we're coming to the first stitch on the end peg. So we knit over the end peg, we come back and knit over the end peg and the last end peg, and we keep it nice and loose. I even loosen it a bit like that. I want it to be nice and loose. I even loosen this one a little bit just to make sure I have a nice loose edge. And then we knit over, and then we knit over again, and that would be the end of the owl eye border. But the second row is owl eye, so we're going to do owl eye stitch again. So I'm just going to keep going, and when we're going this way, it's the same thing. Run peg 1, we go over 1 and 2 nice and loose. One peg 1, go over 1 and 2 nice and loose. Don't have to use any purls at all in this stitch, and it goes nice and fast, and you can make all kinds of projects with it. Now, so I don't get mixed up with what stitch I'm using, since it's a 3-row stitch and the first 2 rows are owl eye, I always am going to start my new work when I come in after taking a break with doing the first owl eye, and then I always know what stitch I'm on. But the other way is to unravel the first stitch you're doing to see what it was. Okay, so I'm coming all the way to the end, all the way in owl eye. And now we're going to come back and we're going to do the owl eye border. So I go over 1 and 2, and of course I always loosen this. Okay, and then I come over, and then I do the second owl eye stitch, but I don't go on to here, and that's the owl eye border. Okay, and now I'm going to do the row 3rd stitch, and the row 3rd stitch for Alina Stitch is roses and chains, and it's done like this. You go over in a U-wrap, you come back around in a U-wrap from the side backwards, and then you come forward again in a U-wrap. So you get 3 stitches on the peg. So U-wrap, come back, and come forward again. Okay, just get a little bit closer here, and you go knit it over, come back over the other way in a U-wrap, and then come back over again. Okay, come over it in a U-wrap, come back over in a U-wrap, and come back over this way again. So you knit, whoop, over, you knit backwards, you knit forwards again. Okay, however you want to think about it. That's roses and chain stitch, and it's row 3 of the 3-row pattern. Okay, now we come up to the 2 end pegs, and we're going to do an owl eye border. So you come over it, and then you come behind it again and over the next peg, keeping it loose, come over, and I loosen it a bit, just to have a nice loose edge, because it's a tight edge. Okay, and then I come back over, and now we're back on owl eye. So we'll be going owl eye this way. So this is row 1 again. So you just keep going like this. Okay, 3 rows, 2 rows owl eye, 1 row roses and chains. That's Alina Stitch. And you just keep going until you get what you want with it. Okay, so Just keep going, have fun, and bye for now.